The T100 series of hobby soldering irons is really good. The way I had it set up wasn't really good. Didn't have very good lighting, and I was told that if you just get a good solder, start from a really good foundation. This is my foundation. This is my foundation. So let's go ahead and open up the soldering station that I got here. But I figured I'd get one that was under $100 at first, and then because I was told that it's not always the quality of the soldering iron. You can get a lot of really good ones for low cost. So let's check this one out. All right, this is Dad Random, and what I'm starting this week, and it's been a slow kind of slow-paced kind of revving up, is basically a workstation, a build station inside of the studio. And as you can see, and I've been kind of talking about it during my live streams, I've started with a really good platform, really good large work area that's well lit. So there's a lot of mistakes that I made in my previous attempt to create a build. So this was my first attempt, and there was a couple of mistakes that I made which I want to correct in this build. First of all, I started out with something that was a little bit above my pay grade, a little too complex. So if you look at this frame, it's amazing. This is a really well thought out AOS 5 Rosser frame, okay? It's a long range 5-inch. And that was the goal, is to make something that was, that was efficient, had GPS, was equipped with an O3 unit, and a lot of things started to happen at that point. First of all, I think the frame that I chose was just too small. It was very complex. It actually took my friend Kai quite a few weeks to figure it out, what he was going to do, how he was going to reorganize for example, the air unit. The air unit, if you look inside, is actually in there at an angle. It's turned like a quarter turn, so you can get to the you see right there, so you can get to the USB-C port and the card. So the other thing was the flight stack. This is a 20 by 20 stack, I believe. It's small, and for a first timer, a 20 by 20 I think might be like not a really good place to start. So anyways, so he had to reorganize my motors. He resoldered things in, and just took some time to reconfigure things. I think we ended up having to turn the stack around. We had to figure out a place to put the capacitor, because the capacitor is really shoved in, there. So there was just so many things that you had to think about that I just wasn't prepared to do. So in this next build, I'm going to make sure that it has a good success rate. There have been thousands and thousands of builds of 6S 5-inch quads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start there. Okay, I'm not going to go to a 3.5-inch build. Now this one, of course, was purchased from GetRC. You can see that the people that build these things are pros, and so I'm not trying to square off with these guys, because that would be a really poor outcome, at least at first. I think eventually I'm going to develop my own style. There's a lot of people that are really doing some really cool things out there. They brought a bunch of their friends together, and they're starting to make things that are new. I do think that there are some really talented builders out there, and we are now challenging ourselves with making things that fit underneath this artificial limit of 250 grams. Now, my first build, this one actually was thought out to be under 250 grams. I believe, I can't remember a weight. I'm just gonna go on here and just look at the weight of this first build here by Kai. This is the Kai 2. This is a 241 gram frame. Now, obviously you couldn't put a battery on that standard 250, but it was really done well. It's very close. I mean, you throw a, you throw a 6S or even a 4S lipo on there, 850, and you can fly it, but it's not going to be under 250 grams. So I knew that this next project was not going to be that way. It wasn't going to be a below the radar build. It's going to be a first build, and we're just going to build it, see if we can get it to fly, and then of course tweak it so it can fly really good. So our goal is to first construct something and then successfully repeat it. And I think that's where when you start getting into building, it's the repeat, it's the repeat stage, being able to just constantly try different things and then say, I don't like this, but this would be better if I tried this. So anyway, so I start out, I think the first thing that you need to start out with is a really good workstation. So one of the biggest problems I had at first was everything was just not organized well. I have multiple boxes of parts. I mean, I have boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of parts, and these need to be organized. So the first thing I'm going to do is I was going to create a nice organized workspace, and I'm going to start going through my parts, and I'm going to pull out the things that are going to be useful, and then start to determine what I have and what I don't have, so I don't just keep rebuying things. And then you can make that's an empty box, so that was good for theater. But anyways, organize through the things that I have, and then of course determine what do I need. Okay, so that is square one. So every good build area needs a good workstation, and that was one of the first things I wanted to do is just make sure I have a really good workstation. Of course, foundationally, having good solder. Now I bought these are two different soldering types. Both of them are rosin core. This one here is 6337, and this one is 6040. I don't know what the difference is when they don't put the smaller increments on there. So I have no idea both of them are leaded solder though. So both of them are leaded. We know both of them will be good. I was told don't buy cheap solder, and what did I do? I went and bought cheap solder, but I don't know what's better. So we got good solder. Okay, what I want to show you today is my new solder station. So this is a solder station that I bought on Amazon with a coupon for about, I think I paid about $55 for it. So, and that's one of the problems that I had. Now I do have a soldering iron, which I'll go get in a little bit, but I think I burned the tip of it. So I'm going to look at it and see if it's burnt, and I will make that judge that. But the thing is that the T100 series of hobby soldering irons is really good. The way I had it set up wasn't really good. Didn't have very good lighting, and I was told that if you just get a good solder, start from a really good foundation. This is my foundation. This is my foundation. So let's go ahead and open up the soldering station that I got here. But I figured I'd get one that was under $100 at first. And then, because I was told that it's not always the quality of the soldering iron. You can get a lot of really good ones for low cost. So let's check this one out. But this one was not expensive at all. So let's look at it for the big build. A couple of things right away. Now this is not why I bought it, and I'm probably not going to put this on, but this one comes with a really tiny magnifier, and like, see, here's the magnifier. I don't even think I'm putting this on. I don't think it's maybe it'll be useful, but I bought a really nice one. I bought a proper one. So I'm not relying on this specifically. It came with it, but you didn't have to use it. So I just like, why not? Just get the one that comes with it, and if I don't use it, I don't use it. So this is the magnifier. What else do we got in here? We've got tweezers, so really important. So we got tweezers. Let's go ahead and open up the other side, see what we got in here. It does come with wire. This, I believe, this is lead-free solder. I was told that lead-free solder is not the best. Let's see, yeah, tin content, 99.3, copper content, 0.7, but I'm probably not going to use this. That's what I was told. Don't use it. Use leaded solder. This one does come with helping hands. So these are the helping hands that come with this, which is good. I did use helping hands. This is the solder, spool, so you can take your solders that you're using and you can put it on a spool and it connects up to the soldering station. So there's your soldering spool. Let's see. This is another thing that I took for granted. Having a place to put your hot iron so it's not sitting on a table, it's not burning things. So that's connected to it. We've got a little pad for, there's a little sponge pad. This one comes with multiple tips. So there are 5 tips. So we've got small tips to wider bladed tips. And those are anodized, I believe, so they are coated. Let's find out what else we got in here. Here's our little station. So here's the actual station. Now I did not think about the length of the cord. Oh boy, but I do have a workaround for that. But here it is. Here is the iron. Did come with a desoldering syringe. So let's take this out, put the box out of here. So here is the station. Looks pretty good. I mean, it's, you know, we've got presets. We've got a tip cleaner built in. I definitely wanted to make sure I had a tip cleaner. This is where my sponge goes. I believe the sponge goes in there. On-off switch, memory. So you have a 3-position memory, big temperature gauge, and an adjustment for that. Let's see. This probably goes right there. Oops. I have no idea. I should probably look at the instructions. Let's do it. Let's check the instructions out just to make sure we're putting the thing together. Yep, that's where that goes. So that does go there. Operation manual. Isn't that sitting right next to me? Of course you can't read it because it's tiny. Keep it for your records. Let's see if we can get this thing just assembled. Parts list. Okay, so that goes right there, I'm guessing. So that can go in, yep. And then on the right, you've got your assortment, your tip assortment. So that goes right there. So all your tips go, all our tips will go in this corner here. There's another, oh, there's these are for your helping hands. I like that you can take them off. So there's our tips. So we all got all the handy tips sitting out. And there is our iron, which does come with a tip in it. So there's actually 6 tips. We put this sideways just like that. Get this screw going down in there. I do have a screwdriver handy somewhere, but I'll have it way more handy in the next couple of weeks. Everything will be organized. Let's see if the Swiss Army knife has anything on it for driving in screws, because we're lazy and we don't want to stand up. sure it does somewhere, but let's do that. All right, we're gonna go right to the nut driver here. Of course, it doesn't fit through there, does it? It surely doesn't, but that's good. So we now are ready. We already got our bench completely full of junk. Would have been nice if the cable would be in the other side, but since you're working out front all the time, I'd say that's probably why it went there. We got that. Let's take the working solder, the solder we're going to use, put that actually on the spool. Right there, that puppy on there. Now this is the one I'm going to put both rolls on there. This one here, the lighter color, is the 60/40. So we'll put this on the inside, and we'll put the 60/40 on the outside. And we'll do a little comparison. But this will be enough solder to freaking last for 10 years. Right there, so we got plenty of solder. Bam. We'll take this old roll, stick that in there. Come back to that another day. Let's clear the bench. Let's do some bench clearing. And we'll see how we're organized. So, looks like we've got soldering iron probably should go on the upper right since we're right-handed. Right there. Soldering iron will go up there, upper right. And that's where we'll plug it in on that side. And we have this thing here. Basically sucking up solder. You see this thing is just way not, just, you know, you'll never use that. It's way the heck out there. It's never going to be in front of you. So it's great that I have it, but I'll never use it. And oh, it's powered too. So it does have a, it is powered by the unit. I guess you could just leave it on there, just put it out the back, or just take it off. All right, here's our helping hands. I do have another helping hand set up. This one is great, but the other one is one that I can set up in front of me. So we'll see if we actually use this one. But these are the adjustments. So these screw into here like this, which is kind of nice. I like it that you can take them out, and they are pretty long. That's nice and long. This one goes on the other side, right there. Very cool. And that one's in there tight now. You can set that just like that. I think I'm gonna take this one out. See, that's light. Let's see if it works. Let's turn it on. No, I don't have it plugged in. Let's take it out of there. If we need it, we've got it. Well, so desoldering tool, tweezers. Be nice if there was a place to put the tweezers in the little tool rack, but I don't see one. We got tweezers there, and yeah, I think that's where I think that is our setup at this point. Put this over the top of one of the tips. So this is our this is our kit so far. This is where we're going to start. Looks like everything's handy and available. Put that down there. It says a, okay. So this is Dad Random. This is the new workstation, and I would say it's a good start. I think we're off to a really good start. Got scissors and wrenches and all kinds of stuff in here. I got Lone Star UAV stickers. I've got all kinds of stuff on here. Probably just keep that just in case. All right, this is step 2. Step 1 was to get our workstation. Step 2 was to get our solder station, which we're ready. I'd say we're moving forward in a good positive direction. Please comment if you have any more ideas as far as how this workstation could become better. I've got places for screws back here. Lots of, like I said, lots of space. Lots of good. Already got grease on it. All right. Already got a good dirty. Am I going to get weird about dirt? I'm already weirded out. I got this really nice clean station, and now it's got a little spot of grease. Get that right there. Grease. It better get greasy. That means I'm not using it if it's not greasy. But all right, Dad Random getting ready. He's got his solder station ready to go. I don't know if it's a good one or not. We'll find out, because I did not have this capability before, where my solder station was that handy, and you can't beat that for $51. You really can't. All right. Hey, thanks for watching, guys, and guys, wish me luck, because I told you I'm moving forward on this project. I am not going to turn back, and the only direction is that way. It's forward. It's this. That's the direction right there, is to build quads and have fun doing it. Okay, no more messing around. Let me get that right there. Get that. Get that autofocus. There we go. So, yep, Dad Random, building quads. This is phase 2. Got the workstation figured out. We got decent lighting, and now we've got the most important, the heart of our workstation, the soldering iron. Later. Bye, Dad Random.